Why is Japan population declining? Stay tuned and find out. This is General Eskin. Japan's population has fallen for the 12th consecutive year as deaths rise and the birth rate continues to sink. According to the government data release, the population stood at 124.49 million in 2022, representing a decline of 556,000 from the previous year. The figure represents both the natural change in population, meaning death and birth, and the flow of people entering and exiting the country. The natural change last year was the biggest on record with a fall of 731,000, cushioned by the influx of people entering Japan, which provided an increase of 175,000, said the cabinet chief in a news conference. It is essential to take firm measures to address the declining birth rate, which is a major factor in the decline in population, as one of the top priorities issued to be addressed, said the cabinet chief. Japan has one of the lowest birth rates in the world as well as one of the highest life expectancies. In 2020, nearly 1 in 1,500 people in Japan were age 100 or older, according to government data. That means a swelling elderly population, a shrinking workforce, and not enough young people to fill in the gaps, posing a demographic crisis decades in the making. The trend is seen across the country, with all of Japan's 47 prefectures experts, Tokyo reporting a decline in residents last year. According to data released, one village in central Japan recorded just one newborn child in 25 years, a birth that was heralded by a miracle for the town's elderly residents. The situation is so dire that the Japan's Prime Minister warned lawmakers in January that the country is on the brink of not being able to maintain social functions due to the falling birth rate. He added that child-rearing support was the government's most important policy and solving the issue simply cannot wait any longer. Some researchers and climate scientists argue that population decline could benefit our battered ecosystem and lower emissions as the climate crisis worsens, but it also spells trouble for countries like Japan. With fewer workers to fund pensions and healthcare, and fewer people to look after the elderly. In April, Japan launched its new Children and Family Agency, which focuses on measures to support parents such as establishing more daycare centers and provide youth services such as counseling. Previous similar initiatives, often carried out by local authorities, have so far failed to turn things around. Busy urban lifestyles and long working hours leaves little time for some Japanese to start families, and the rising cost of living that means having a baby is simply too expensive for many young people. In 2022, Japan was ranked one of the world's most expensive places to raise a child, according to research from the financial institutions Jefferies, and yet the country's economy has stalled since the early 1990s, meaning frustratingly low wages and little upward mobility. These attitudes were widespread among the public. Too, a 2021 study by the Pew Research Center found that about half of Japanese adults say having a diverse society makes their country a worse place to live, though this percentage is lower than in the previous years. The drop in the number of Chinese nationals in the past years also highlights the government's deeply conservative views on immigration. Foreigners accounted for just 2.2% of the population in 2021, according to the Japanese government, compared to 13% in the United States. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more updates anytime I post a video.